Welcome to Concrete Block, your premier source for in-depth analysis and discussion of current events. I'm your host, Walter, and we're glad you're joining us today. As we dive into the world of news, we'll be exploring a range of topics that are shaping our global landscape. First up, let's take a look at some economic news coming out of Russia. According to recent reports, car sales in the country have taken a significant hit, with a decline of 27.5% year-over-year in May. This downturn is being attributed to a combination of factors, including macroeconomic uncertainty and a shift in consumer behavior. With many potential buyers opting to hold onto their savings or invest in foreign currencies, dealers are finding it challenging to close sales. Now, some might argue that this decline is a seasonal fluctuation, but industry insiders are painting a more nuanced picture. They suggest that the situation is indeed worse than expected, with discounts being the primary driver of sales activity. Moreover, the majority of sales for certain Chinese automakers were from older inventory rather than newer models. It's essential to consider the broader implications of this trend, as it may indicate a lack of confidence in the Russian economy. The automotive sector is often seen as a bellwether for consumer spending and economic health, so this decline could have far-reaching consequences. As we continue to monitor this situation, it's crucial to remain impartial and consider multiple perspectives. We'll be keeping a close eye on developments in the Russian economy and exploring how they might impact the global market. We'll also be examining other significant news stories, including the launch of a new TV channel by Navalnaya, aimed at combating censorship in Russia, as well as updates on the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Concrete Block. Welcome back to Concrete Block. We're glad you're still with us as we dive into the latest news from around the world. Today we're focusing on a significant development in European politics. The Dutch government has collapsed after the far-right party, led by Geert Wilders, withdrew from the ruling coalition over disagreements on immigration policies. This move has triggered snap elections, which are expected to take place soon. At the heart of the issue is a 10-point plan proposed by Wilders' party aimed at reducing immigration and tightening border controls. The plan includes measures such as temporarily halting family reunifications for asylum seekers and deploying soldiers to turn away those seeking refuge. It's essential to understand that this development is not isolated but rather part of a broader trend in European politics, where issues of immigration and national identity are increasingly taking center stage. The shift towards more conservative and nationalist policies is evident in several countries, including Poland, which recently elected a conservative nationalist leader. To provide context, Geert Wilders' party won the last election with an unexpectedly high 23% of the vote, indicating a significant portion of the Dutch population supports stricter immigration policies. However, it's also important to note that not everyone agrees with these views, and there are concerns about the potential impact on social cohesion and human rights. As we analyze this situation, it's crucial to consider multiple perspectives and avoid simplifying the complexities of immigration policies and their effects on societies. The upcoming elections in the Netherlands will undoubtedly be closely watched, both within Europe and internationally, as they may signal further shifts in the political landscape. For now, the people of the Netherlands are preparing for a new round of elections, which will determine the direction their country takes on these critical issues. We'll continue to follow this story and provide updates as more information becomes available. Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on Concrete Block. Welcome back to Concrete Block. We're closing out today's show with a look at the latest developments in South Korean politics. The country has just held a presidential election, and the results are in. But before we dive into that, let's set the stage. The past few months have been marked by significant turmoil in South Korea, with former President Yoon's imposition of martial law sparking widespread protests and a subsequent impeachment. Now, the people have spoken, and they've chosen a new leader to guide the country forward. The winning candidate, Lee, has promised to pursue pragmatic diplomacy and heal the national divide that has been exacerbated by recent events. But his critics are concerned that he may use investigations into Yoon's martial law stunt as an opportunity for political retaliation against his opponents. It's worth noting that both candidates, Lee and Kim Moon-soo, have taken a cautious approach to foreign policy, acknowledging the challenges posed by Trump's tariff hikes and North Korea's nuclear ambitions. They've avoided unveiling ambitious diplomatic goals, recognizing the limitations of South Korea's position in the region. As we analyze this story, it's essential to consider multiple perspectives. Some see Lee as a breath of fresh air, a leader who can bring about much-needed change and address the country's deep-seated economic inequality and corruption. Others view him as a populist who relies on division and may struggle to deliver on his promises. Ultimately, the outcome of this election will have significant implications for South Korea's future, both domestically and internationally. As the new president takes office, he'll face the daunting task of rebuilding trust and stability in the country. That's all for today's Concrete Block. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, stay informed.